Alright, so real quick, I'm gonna go over today's trades. So, first trade I took was on EU. So, on EU, on the daily charts at 7 a.m. this morning, or 10 a.m. Eastern, it was at this consequent encroachment of this daily gap. And, my thing, I love taking setups like this because usually price does like to respect it, and especially if it's right at silver bullet time. So that's number one. Number two, obviously we were bearish. I get that. Okay, and spoiler alert, it was a loss. All right. So on the 5 minute, um, we were respecting it, and we had this massive drop from during the night. And so what I did was I said, okay, so price rallied up, and I did have in mind that this was a 50% level. It was at a 50% level up here. I did see that, but I didn't really pay attention to it because honestly, my bias was bullish because we had tapped into this fair value gap and we had respected this 50% level of the fair value gap. So on the 5 minute, we were breaking structure here. Boom, we came back, tapped into this. I think it was a 15-minute gap right here. Yep, we filled that in. Um, and then we started rallying up right around like 9:45. Around like 9 o'clock, started rallying up. That was like the New York Open. And then I scaled down to the 1 minute. So I saw this is like a market structure shift right there. And then I saw this gap right here. So this gap right here, it hadn't been filled in yet. So when price filled it in, I was like, okay. And then it started to break market structure shift again right here. So I said, all right, we're probably gonna start heading up. So fair value gap right there. I got him right here, or somewhere around there. No, I got him like up here. And then my take profit was like that high and some more. But yeah, I ended up getting stopped out. Um, Honestly, I had faith in this trade, but price decided to fuck around, and honestly, price really didn't do anything. It was just doing some bullshit. Like, let's be real, in another world, this trade would have played out. But you have to keep in mind that I didn't wait for a real run of liquidity. I saw this right here, but you know, I didn't wait for like this to get taken out, which it's about to get right now. Um, but I didn't wait for it, or I just saw that and I thought that was a run of liquidity to get back up here to run this high, these relatively equal highs. But I guess not. And then so once I lost on that, I went over to NQ or NAS, and so while that was happening, I saw this was happening as well, but it never gave us an entry. And even if it did give us an entry, did give me an entry, I wouldn't have taken it because I was too busy with EU. But for NAS, so daily bias bearish, obviously. We had come down, we're still coming down, and then on the 1 hour, nothing on the 1 hour. This was at the 1 hour at like 10 o'clock right here. That's how it closed. And on the 15 minute, same thing. But on the 5 minute, I saw this Cibi right here that didn't get filled in yet. Around like 10 o'clock, 10:30, around there. And once I saw that, I also saw that we were at a deep retrace of the discount right there. So I scaled down to the 1 minute. I was gonna take this, but it wasn't a strong enough displacement for me, so I said no, I'm not gonna take that. And then it ended up running people out again. So this is kind of like a liquidity grab right here, as well, right here. And so that's kind of like okay confirmation that okay we might be heading down if price decides to respect this fair value gap. So once price respected and stayed inside the fair value gap, that was kind of like okay. Um, it was kind of like price saying, okay, so we're gonna respect it. So once it broke structure right here, because this is a market structure shift, believe it or not, right here. So you see how it created this low, and then the next candle it ran the high, and then it ran the low again. That's a market structure shift, because this is supposed to be the new swing low, and it just got ran through. So once it did that, I saw this fair value gap right here. I usually would wait for the higher one to get taken out, but I've just seen so many times in my back testing that the higher one doesn't always get hit, but the lower one does. So what I did was I just put my entry right there, stop loss right there, about 18.5 point stop, and then my take profit was down here. And as you can see, we got absolutely fucked by Nas. I didn't take a loss on this trade because I got it at break even. So once price started doing this right here, so I was in the trade until right here. So once price market structure shifted like this, because this is a market structure shift right here, all right, it's a change in delivery right here, all right. I got out of the trade for break even, which is all right. It did end up coming back more, but that doesn't really matter, honestly. So what price ended up doing was it respected this 5-minute BISI right here. So you can see how we ran those lows, right? This low over here. Hold on. You can see we ran this low right here. So once we ran that low, it came back up, and this is kind of like a 5-minute silver bullet, but this is already around like 11:35. So that's kind of stupid the way price worked like that. And then finally it's starting to come back down to my original drawn liquidity, but it is what it is, man, you know. And so yeah, that was that trade. And right now it's PM session. I did not catch anything because, I mean, look at price, dude. Since 2 o'clock until like 2:30, and then it started running down, but it never gave a clear cut entry, you know. So that's kind of stupid the way it did that. I was gonna take a trade on WAM over here. I was gonna take this for a buy, but like I said on stream, I never ever, because this happened to me one time. I took a buy after it took a high, an old high, and then I lost immediately. That was like my canon event where I was like, fuck no, I am never taking a trade a buy where it just ran a high. So you can see that this high right here just got ran over here right before it gave me the setup. So I saw that and I'm like, no thank you. But it ended up playing out. Either way, it's hella consolidation. I mean, look at this shit, bro. It barely went up 67 points in the span of an hour, bro. Like, come on, bro. This is YM during silver bullet session, you know. So it's kind of stupid the way that works. But yeah, that's those are the my 2 trades for today. Euro USD and NQ. You know, I'm starting to see that the market's getting whack. You know, it's not even me at this point, because I know the setup works. The setup that I take works. It's just the market. I might just be coping right now and blaming it on the market, honestly, but like, let's just be real. The market's been fucking ass lately. All right, so maybe it's not all me, you know. So, but other than that, I hope you got some value out of this video, and I'll see you in tomorrow's recap. Peace.